Greetings, Warriors of the Ring. My name is Strider656, and I'm thrilled to welcome you back for yet another adventure through Middle Earth. In this series, I'll be playing random ladder matches on Discord and showing you War of the Ring games from my perspective by only viewing my cards, and sharing with you my thoughts and in-game reactions while trying to keep the end result a mystery. Other players is aware that I'm making a video as I ask permission both before and after playing. Hope that you enjoyed this video. I encourage you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Today's adventure features Resino 1. Resino 1, I noticed on Discord, has been looking for a lot of games lately. They found War of the Ring through their friend, and they play a lot. He plays a lot. And they found the Discord through several YouTube videos, including Ira, me, Romsteel, and more. They played War of the Ring since last Christmas on the board, and since the start of October on Java. Interesting facts about Resino. Resino is that they hate to give up on games in general. And that is it. So, in this game, whenever I do a video, I usually ask the player what side they want. Resino prefers to play, he said, let's do it by random. And he says if he rolls 2, 4, 6, I'll play Shadow. And if he rolls odds, he'll play Shadow. And he rolled even, so I'm Shadow. So here's my cards to start. Olagai and Nazgul Search. And I roll this. Painful for me. I mean, it's a lot of movement, but I don't see any musters here. And he has nice movement. So I think both these cards I cannot play. So I decided to draw a strategy card, and I draw Shadow is Moving. Cannot play it. And now I decided to another strategy card. What is that? Fighting Urukai. Cannot play it. He plays Dane Ironfoot's guard. I decide to do the typical movements. Baradur to Gorgoroth. Farharad to Nirharad. It was a fellowship. Let's see how my hunt is today. Miss. And then I decide just to move these guys up, and I'll just use these two characters and leave Mordor. And I have Umbar ready in case I draw into Courses of Umbar. It was a fellowship again. It's time I hit, and it's a 1. It's a 1 for a reveal, but it's fine. Then I move up. Sorry, I'm just getting a notification on my computer. Let me just close that. There we go. Okay, he decides to move the north regular here. He's getting do ready, which is smart because that's where I'm going. And I move up. That was turn 1. Now I draw War Star Wind Toil and Day Without Dawn. War Star Wind Toil is playable. At least I have a playable card. I allocate an eye because I have to. And I roll this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I pull a Romp Steel here. If you're watching this, I don't know if you watch my videos, you might. Yeah, I go to Vent. So this is turn 2. I go to Vent because I'm not be able to do anything. He's able to move multiple times. I'm not able to get my armies ready. But I do have some playable stuff, so I can try out. We'll see. He says, I say, yep, I'm going to Vent. And Resino says, I'm sorry to see that. I laughed and said, no, you're not, with a laugh. I said, it's preventing victory points. I'll try my best to win, obviously, but I can't win with no musters. Resino tells me, you cannot not roll them all game. That would be funny. And he was Fellowship. I miss, which I'm happy to see because I know I can put Worn Out on the table. Puts Elven Cloaks in the pool. Maybe he's scared of War Sorrow and Toil. I draw a character card because I can't play anything. I got Balrog of Moria. I can play that. Moves the north down again. And I put Balrog out. The Balrog is in. So the Fellowship might be moving there. We'll see. He moves north down again. And I decide to do an army action to move the guys from Nirn to Gorgoroth and this army up. So the dew line is looking tasty for me. And then I can have these guys crash on Gondor if needed. I go to turn 3. I draw Hill Trolls and Lure of the Ring. Now I have a decision to make what to get rid of. And I decided to get rid of The Day Without Dawn because I think that card's more powerful to not know it's there. It's not like I'm mustering any nations to war anytime soon with the musters I've been getting. So for that reason, I do that. I allocate an eye. This time I roll 2 musters, but 3 eyes. And he gets 2 musters and 2 movement. He plays There Is No Other Way. I think he's scared of losing his character cards with his corruption back, and I realize he's scared of Warren. I'm going to start into war now. He moves the Fellowship. I miss. I think for a while, and what I'm thinking of here is I could move up right next to. I think I'm moving the towards Lorien, Crashing Lorien, and Woodland Realm. That's what I do. Well, I'm about to. I get this army set. He moves the elves down. I play Hill Trolls up in here because this army is going to have to take care of the north. Moves the elves down again. I attack Dale. North is now at war. And I'm going to play a Storm of Bats here. And he plays Confusion. I want you to see this roll here that I have. I rolled 1, 2, 1, 4, 1. If I didn't play Storm of Bats, that would be 3 hits on myself. I would have gotten the hit back on the 6th, but I would have hurt. He got 1 hit. So that would have been 4 hits on me if Confusion went through. But it only was 1. So now the north is at war. I draw a Stormcrow, Candle of Corpses. And now I'm rolling well. That's a lot of musters, but it's not a lot of characters. And he rolls lots of Wills of the West. He decides to move the north into Woodland Realm, and move this guy up to defend against the Rohan attack that might happen later. I think for a while I decide to crash. My thoughts are I want to take Carrick before he musters in Carrick, and I also want to condense these armies to attack Lorien. It was a Fellowship. I hit. It's a 2. There goes Gandalf. And now I think he's going to probably get Gandalf the next turn, then move the Fellowship again. So I feel like he's not going to get many elves in. So I move, I take Carrick over, and I go right outside Lorien. And he reminds me, I forgot even watching this. Thank you, Rizina, for this. You don't have to do it, but I forgot Warm Star when Toes on the table. So he reminds me to discard. So I really appreciate that. Really good sportsmanship. Isengard goes down to war. It's time for them to get involved. They've been sitting around not doing anything this game. Sauron just became aware of the war last turn. And I just realized it here that I don't have any minions. So he can't bring in Gandalf the White. So my initial idea was I'm going to bring in Saruman and the Witch King right now. Now I'm thinking I'm just going to bring one of them in, and that's it. Moves a Fellowship. He gets hit twice. It's an eye. And I think he's going to go through Moria here, but he doesn't. So I attack Woodland Realm first. I don't know why I would do that instead of attacking Lorien. Okay. Questionable decisions by me. So the elves are at war, and he uses his last action to muster an elite in Lorien. I bring the Witch King in to Woodland Realm. I draw Corsairs and Ringrazor Abroad. Now I have a decision to make what to get rid of. I don't remember what I get rid of. Probably Stormcrow. And probably Nazgul Search. Yep, I choose Nazgul Search because I feel like I'm just going to do Military Rush, and all these cards are way too good. Allocate an eye. I don't roll any more, so it's not rolling that many eyes this time. Now I'm getting my musters, but it's a lot of Palantirs. Did he not roll his dice? Oh, he did roll. He rolled MMCP. Okay, I see it there. So he flips to Fellowship to start. I attack Lorien before he can muster up there. He passes. And my thought, I was going to originally play Ringrazor Abroad here, but I'm going to do that next so that I can fly over to Lorien. So the Witch King is here in Woodland Realm. The Fellowship is hanging out in Old Forest Road. I'm probably going to play Lure of the Ring as a combat card, which feels great against advantageous position because it's like the opposite. So it means I hit on sixes on the combat and fives on the reroll. So I got 1. I get 3 with this. And he gets none back. So I press and draw. And I draw Words of Power, which doesn't do jack and crap. I do no card, because I don't want to waste any of my cards. I feel like I can get a 6, and I do. And no hits from that army. The only hit they got was me pressing. So dude's going well. I decided to play Olagai and Lorien. Passes again. Now I play Ringrazor Abroad to move my leadership around. But one in the Fellowship and the rest of them in here. In Lorien. So I'm going to play Balrogs on the table. He plays no quarter. I get 1 for the pre. And I get 2 for the combat. And he gets 3 back. So we even out, which is fine. But I don't have a lot of troops. I think about pressing. And I decide to press and draw. And I'm going to play Candle of Corpses here. Dread and Despair because he has too many armies here. I get enough. Oh, I get 1 hit. He gets 1 hit. And that's the end of the Lorien attack. So, good try, Witch King, but it could have been really dangerous with those elves. They're not happy. I'm assuming it's a Fellowship, and the Nazgul does not help me. I do not get a hit. Now I think about what to do. I contemplate. I'm thinking of possibly attacking Lorien again, but instead I'm like, oh, I can bring Saruman in. That's right. So that's what I do. He plays Elven Rope. The other options I could have done Muster, and Umbar, the Southlands and Easterlings, and then I could play Corsairs of Umbar. He puts Elven Rope in the pool. I draw a strategy card. I get Shadow Lengthens, which is a great card. And now I know I can discard Lidless Eye next turn because it sucks. He gives me a ring to move the Fellowship again. And this time that Nazgul does help, and it's an eye, so at least it's slowing them down. Another in Southern Ravanian. I think, and I decide to... Okay. I decide to move out towards Erebor. And move up here. I could have probably moved them all, actually. So, that's that action. Because I do have Shadow Lengthens, so what I could do is I could lengthen these guys here. Or better yet, these guys into here. And these guys into here. I have a lot of thoughts. I just don't remember them. I should. I draw Grand and Shadows in the Misty Mountain. Shadows is great because now I can definitely use that before playing Shadow Lengthens. So no brainer here. Buy Lidless Eye. You suck. Here it goes. Fellowship okay. And he does no Will of the West for him. So it's the Fellowship. I play Shadows in the Misty Mountains. He passes. I do Shadow Lengthens. And he plays a Power 2 Great, which is a great choice. Because I had Grand ready to go on this army. But now I just have to get rid of it. So I want to attack Lorien now. So I choose to discard Grand and Fighting Uruk-hai. Because these two cards, Courses of Umbar and Cruel Weather, arguably the best cards in the game. For Shadow. He plays Miracle Adriel. I can't do anything to stop it. So he's going to get Gandalf. I attack airborne to put under siege, so they don't give me any trouble later. He brings again up the white and Fangorn. And I attack Lorraine with no card. I get 2 hits, which is very lucky. He gets 2 back. I'm going to keep pressing till I can get him. And I get my 6, and he gets a 6. So he's hitting, though. So now I'm at 5 victory points, which is where I want to be before they're in Mordor. And I was going to figure out where my other points from. So the elves fell. The Gandalf has just shown up in Fangorn really late after he got all his Wills of the West a few turns ago. Floxic Bay and New Power is Rising. Now I know what I want to do. I'm like, okay. Sometimes you just let the game play you. So New Power is Rising. I'll utilize that and then go after Rohan. I allocate 0 ice because he didn't move, and I do roll 1. And he rolls this. So he moves the Fellowship. I miss, and I don't believe in trying to do the play of I'll wait till they're in Mordor to play Cruel Weather. Instead, I play it now because that way he has to make a choice. So I back him up to Northern Ravanian. Moves the Fellowship again. I miss. I play New Power is Rising. He passes. Now I move the Southern and Easterling. So my plan now is I'm going to take Umbar for 7, Helm's Deep for 9, either Pelargir or Edoras for 10. So I'll move it all the way to where he passes again. He tells me to wait, and he lets me go anyway. I play Corsairs of Umbar. He moves the Fellowship again, so it's the 3rd time. I do hit, and it's an eye, which is fantastic, because it was getting dangerous. So now he'll have to hide. So now I know he can't use these dice to defend himself against anything. So now's the perfect time to attack into Helm's Deep, is what I'm thinking. So I go into forwards. He plays scouts. I tell him decision time. And I think he makes the right decision here. He chooses to hide the Fellowship and then get into Mordor this turn. I attack Helm's Deep with no resistance. And he moves the Fellowship. I hit. It's just a 1. And now I think about what to attack. And I decide to go after Dol Amroth. I'm going to see if I can roll 3 6s. So I don't roll any 6s. And that's all I do. I'm like, no, I'm done. I think that was a stupid move on my part. Maybe I should have used a ring to draw a strategy card. That would have been smarter. But I didn't. So that's turn 7. Turn 8, I draw Give It to Us and Shadows Gather. So he's in Mordor. I allocate an eye. I roll a lot more. And he rolls 2 Wills of the West and 2 Musters. So let's see what he does. He tells me I can win this. He plays Athelas and gets full healing, which is pretty cool for him. But I honestly think that Worm with Starwind Toil is terrifying the Fellowship. They're like so scared of the ring that they should be moving, but they're not. So I move my leadership around, and I put it here to threaten Erebor. I forgot to move this guy. I should have put him over in Helm's Deep. He was a Fellowship. I draw 1 reveal, so at least it's going to be slow moving for him. I want to take DA out. I decided what card to play, and I play They Are Terrible because I actually have Nazgul here. That's my thought. And he plays Advantageous Position, so again, it's the reverse. So I got 1 hit and 1 on the reroll, which is 2. He gets 1. I press. I draw On and They Went, no card, and I get my 6. And there he goes. He flips the Fellowship in Mordor. So I see he's not defending, which is great for me. So I decide my points are going to be Pelargir and Helm's Deep. And I'm not going to put Rohan to war yet. Because I'm going to play Mumakil as an attack on Pelargir. So that I can cycle into a card that might help this army. And move these guys down. He moves the Fellowship again. Draws an eye, which is a 4 reveal. Or 5 reveal. He chooses a random. And I draw Boromir. That moves the Corruption track up 3. And he Worm the Starwind Toils. I attack Pelargir using my Mumakil card. So those troops were probably like, uh oh, they should be. And they roll 1. And let's see what I draw. I draw We Come to Kill, which could help in the Battle of Helm's Deep. He hides the Fellowship, and I attack Helm's Deep, playing We Come to Kill. You play his Shield Wall. I get 3 natural 6s. So Shield Wall does block it, and he gets 2 back. So I take 2, and We Come to Kill takes him out. So that was the game. Very crazy. I think. So first of all, as soon as I vented, my long turned around. So shout out to Romp Steel for your vent strategy. It does work. At least this game it worked for me. Because I really do think that this was. I think War with Star Toil was the game winner, to be honest, for me, because it really scared the Fellowship. Their fear of the card was more powerful than the card itself. He actually did end up discarding an Ents as well. Well, because I asked after the game what you discarded, he said he did have an Ents in hand. Let's look at the stats. I feel like it was pretty lopsided in terms of I had the advantage. Yep, so I was +6 on 5s, +2 on 6s. And he was even and minus on 6, minus on 5s. So that's the game, guys. So again, this thank you, Rosino1, for letting me share your game. I enjoyed it. And I think I would just move more against that Warren Sorrow and Toil, because I think you would have had this game, because this is a turn 8 win for me, which is it's a prolonged military. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Don't forget, find me online for an adventure on Discord. I'll be there. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone. Bye.